The Service Administration area allows you to manage the list of service charges that you provide to patients. Here you can view your services, add and edit services, and organize services into categories or assign them to service groups. To get to Service Administration, mouse over Admin at the top of any page and select Service Admin from the drop-down. The main view shows you your Service Administration list. Some helpful service actions are shown as links on the left-hand side of the page. Add a service group, and edit categories. The services list shows you all of the services that you have available to add to patient encounters. If your system was populated with demonstration data prior to purchase, you may have some sample CPT codes already in your list. For more information about which CPT codes and charges to use, you'll need to purchase a CPT reference from the American Medical Association. You can search your list of services using the search box in the left-hand menu. You can add new services by clicking the plus sign at the top of the list or by clicking Add a Service from the menu at the left. To add a new service, give it a code for your own use, a CPT code, which is optional but recommended if you bill insurance, a title and short description, and a price. You can also set a default quantity if you typically add several instances of the service to a single encounter. You can set the service as active or inactive, give it a sorting order, and apply a category to the service for reporting purposes. You can edit existing services by clicking on their service code or by clicking on the pencil icon at the end of their line. You can also edit some information right in the list. This includes the price of a service, its active or inactive status, and its sorting order. You can assign services to service groups if you often provide the same services together during a visit. To add a service group, click on Add a Service Group from the left-hand menu. You can give the service group a code, a name, and a short description. To add services to the group, start typing the name or code of a service in the Add Services field. Services that match what you've typed will appear in a drop-down list, and when you select the one that you'd like to add, the window will refresh and you'll see the service you've selected listed. You can continue adding services until you have all of the services you'd like in that group. Once you have the services added to the group, you can apply modifiers to each service as needed for insurance reimbursement. You can assign a category to the service group for reporting. You can also see the price of the service group, which is just the total of the services you've added so far. Let's add a service group as a sample activity. I'd like to create a service group containing all of the codes that might typically apply to an initial acupuncture visit. I'll click Add a Service Group in the left-hand menu, give my group a code, init acu, and a name, initial acupuncture session. I know that I want to add an initial detailed evaluation with a CPT code of 99203, a first 15 minutes acupuncture service, which is 97810, and a next 15 minutes acupuncture service, which is 97811. I can find these by typing the start of either the CPT codes or the codes I've given them. So I typed 99 to find the 99203 service. I can type AC to find the initial 97810 service. And I can type AC2 to find just my additional 15 minutes 97811. Once my services are applied to the group, I can add the specific modifiers and set the appropriate units for proper billing. To make this group billable, I'll add the 25 modifier to the 99203 service charge and save it. Then I'll set the units for the 97811 service charge to 2 and save that. I'll give my group a category of evaluation. When I click Save Service Group, the window disappears, and I can see Initial Acupuncture Session in my list of service groups. Now my service group can be easily applied to a patient encounter. You can add and edit categories using the Edit Categories button in the left-hand menu. You can add a category by giving it a name and a sorting order if you want, and clicking the plus sign. Once you see your category appear in the list, click Add to save it. You can edit an existing category by typing directly in the list and clicking Edit to save. To apply a category to a service, open the Edit window for the service and select from the drop-down Type menu. Then click Edit Service to save. Now that you've populated your list of services and created service groups, you'll be able to quickly add the correct services or service groups to a patient encounter. In the next video, you'll learn how to configure your list of diagnosis codes that you'll use for assessment and billing purposes. You can add and edit categories using the Edit Categories button in the left-hand menu. You can add a category by giving it a name and a sorting order if you want, and clicking Add to save. You can edit an existing category by typing directly in the list and clicking Edit to save. To apply a category to a service, open the Edit window for that service and select the category from the drop-down Type menu. Then click Edit Service to save. Now that you've populated your list of services and created service groups and categories, you'll be able to quickly add the correct service or services to a patient encounter. In the next video, you'll learn how to configure your list of diagnosis codes that you'll use for assessment and billing purposes.